What a good Cowboys Nation, 40-0. Hey, look, hey, Captain Rob. I had a great day at work today. How you feeling today,
Yes.
Captain Rob? What is going on,
I
man?
had a good day, day off. You know what I'm saying? Woke up with a cup of coffee, watched all these haters throughout the networks, just talk their shit. 40-0.
Hey,
Woo!
40-0. And it's crazy, bro, because our final score predictions, it was completely off. We cannot sleep on this team. This team is a special team. And we all know, guys, offense, defense, and special teams wins championships. We know that, man. Y'all already know what it is. Captain Rob, what it do? It seemed like it's been a long time since you've been on, bro.
Hey, it's been a long time, man. But hey, we still back at it.
Hey, I gotta get you the hand clap.
Let's go.
Hey, Cowboys for life. This is what we do.
Cowboys for life.
What it do, TikTok? What's going on? You guys tap into my YouTube side. I'm going to have guests on here. Some Giants fans is going to come in and tap in with us and give us their thoughts on the game. You know what I'm saying? We got to get a nice little laugh. But the thing is, like, these guys that's getting on, these are my boys, and these are masterminds when it comes down to fantasy, and they know the game very well, but they just so happen to be Giants fans, but they will tap in with us. So TikTok, make sure y'all come to the YouTube side. I do have the link on my main page so you guys can tap in, because y'all won't be able to hear me once they're speaking. So you guys tap in with me, man. Much love to everybody. Shout out to JT. What it do? JT, what it do, JT? Darren, what's good, Darren? Double R, what is going on? I see you. What is good? All right, bro. So we definitely got to get down to it, man. Like, I'm big when it comes down to defense and just seeing a team go out there and just exploit these guys in MetLife. We call it the massacre in MetLife, bro.
You know what I'm saying? MetLife. I love it.
Yeah, it's awesome to see that the defensive line and the linebackers and the secondary, everybody can be on the same page. And this is the same thing. This is what we've been preaching all throughout training camp, mini camp. Just do the little things, and just seeing Micah Parsons, guys like him, go out there and just crush these dudes. It's been good, man. It's been good, but they got to stay healthy, though. You know what I'm saying? We don't want to be cocky. You got to take this one game at a time, because we have the talent, we have the athletes, man, and it feels good, Rob.
Hey, it feels good. Hey, just like Dak said in the post game, stay focused. It's the first game. You know what I'm saying? That was not really a game, but you know what I'm saying? Stay humble, stay focused, get back to work. We got the Jets coming in next week.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey,
yeah,
you know how I used to say every after every game back in the day. As soon as we got that dub, I was like, we got G-Bird next week. Don't celebrate tonight, but come back tomorrow ready to work. Come back tomorrow ready to work. Let's go. Yeah.
Facts, man. It's so amazing, because the thing is, this is the same thing that I've been preaching in my last video. I don't know if you guys checked the video out, but I made a video. If anybody hasn't seen it yet, make sure you guys check it out. It was 2 days before the game even came on, and pretty much everything that I explained with our front seven, it pretty much happened. You know what I'm saying? So make sure y'all tap into the JC film session with our pass rush going up against these guys. And we're going to see a lot of this throughout the year as well. Just the stunts, a lot of things that they were doing, we were confusing those guys. And those guys had the center, what was his name? John Michael Schmitz, and they had two guards that they didn't really have as much as experience being with the Giants. So just going out there and running those stunts with Micah Parsons, I think that Micah Parsons, bro, he has the opportunity to be the best defensive player in this league this year. But it just got to stay the course, bro. Don't get cocky. Stay off Twitter, aka X, whatever they want to call it. But just lock in and just go out there and just do your job, man. And I feel good when it comes down to guys like Micah Parsons, bro.
Yeah, absolutely. He was a terror last night. He was a terror. He did exactly what he said he was going to do all season. He said we had a chance to be the best defense. Came out game one, proved it, right? Now it's on to game two. You know what I mean? He was everywhere. And like him just being all along the defensive line, it just helped out everybody else. I believe when he was double teamed, we had 10 hurries and 5 sacks. So it just helped everybody else eat. You know what I'm saying? Secondary was locked in. I don't know if you noticed, but every single ball that was thrown was contested. Like
every single
high contested. You know what I mean?
Big time.
The corners were right there locked in. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So, it's so awesome to see like all the guys on that defensive line, because we all know, man, when it comes down to guys like Dan Quinn, he is going to bring these guys in waves. You already know what it is, bro. That's just what he does, and it just takes time. Sometimes it could take 2-3 years just to be able to build that chemistry and bring those guys in, like the Dante Fowler, bringing in guys like Dorrance Armstrong, knowing that Dorrance Armstrong, I know a lot of people have been saying, cut him, or trade him. Right. No, he is a part of the unit. You got to get that guy in there. And we seen last night, all of those guys, it wasn't just about coverage sacks. It was about will. It was about grit. It was about determination. Going out there, regardless if it's rain, regardless if it's sleet or snow, going out there and getting the win and just doing that thing, bro. So I'm so excited about it, man.
Yeah, absolutely. And it was just like, yo, that first drive too, we got punched in the mouth a little bit. They drove right down the field on us, but then we stayed locked in. We held them to the field goal, and then of course that's when the game turned around right there. Yo, Wanye Thomas.
Hey, look, man. Hey, listen. Hey, the thing that's so wild about that situation with Wanye Thomas, you're going to find players that you can find in free agency or later within the draft. This is why me and you always give our flowers to guys like Will McClay, because they're bringing in those guys. The Jalen Tolberts in the third round, the late round picks. These are the guys that can be able to blossom for this team. And seeing what this guy was doing on special teams and also making plays throughout the preseason, that's where it all starts, bro. And players like him, if you're being able to go out there and do that, hey, it's fireworks, bro. It's fireworks. All right, let's see. Let me get to the chat real quick. Hey, shout out to my man Brian Bowman. What's good, bro? He said Gilmore was a huge pickup. Man, is he good, bro? Break down Gilmore for me real quick, man, because I'm so happy about him.
He just puts everybody in the right place, man. He's just like he's the true vet on this defense. Everybody's pretty young on this defense. Gilmore's that old vet and just allows everybody else to do what they do best, right? Mm-hmm. If you know your secondary is locked up, man, the defense line could go crazy. If the secondary know the defense line going crazy, they just has an extra boost of confidence to them. You know what I mean? Gilmore was everywhere he needed to be. Y'all saw the interception, good hands, you know what I'm saying? And then Trevon Diggs was just out there he's like, I'll make a play when I have to. Of course, he made the play on the one interception. But you know what I'm saying? Like, everybody's just where they need to be. And it's just like, we have no holes. No holes. If you want to say, if we want to say where we need to lock up from last night, let's not just go all in the positive. We need to lock up right in the middle, the same run defense. But if we play our brand of football, we get up on teams, then that unleashes our pass rush because it makes their offense one-dimensional. What I mean? Big time.
And you want to know something that's so crazy about that situation, man? I mean, that type of defense, when you have Stephon Gilmore and you have Trevon Diggs, both of those guys, like I said, you're going to have to, the quarterbacks, they have to really think. You can't get cute when it comes down to those guys because they're ball hawks. They understand spatial awareness. They understand what these quarterbacks, these wide receivers are trying to do. So what it's going to do is going to have these quarterbacks hold the ball longer. And we already know what's going to happen with the front seven, like straight up. This is the little things that we have to just keep going, building that chemistry within the front seven, within the secondary. It was good to see him get that interception, though, bro. That was a little sneaky interception that he got.
Oh yeah, no doubt. Yeah, and when you're playing with that sense of confidence, shout out to Dan Quinn because he's the best. He's the best in the league.
Yeah,
right?
Facts.
He's the best in the league. He's the unsung hero. Everybody just in the right position. We didn't get flustered on that first drive. We held him to that field goal attempt, and we just dominated from there.
Completely dominated. Hey, so this is what we're gonna do, right? Because we're gonna mix it up. Hey, shout out to my man Darren. He said, "I'm excited to see the whole team at full strength." Yeah, big time from offense and defense. Shout out to my man Hoodlum too, because my man said, "Wait till Dono get back." I saw that, bro. Wait till that guy gets back. You know what I'm saying? Because now you can mix some things up. You know what I mean? He can play the same type of position as a Marquise Bell. That's one of the breakdowns that I'm going to be doing this week. Little things like that. You know what I'm saying? I got to mix it up because the film session my previous film session, that was fireworks. So definitely want to talk about Marquise Bell because just having a guy like him, this is the same type of situation with DeMarvion Overshown. They wanted him to play that big nickel linebacker, roaming around from sideline to sideline, just having that enforcer. And we all know, Cowboys Nation, he was coming from FAMU, and he was the type of guy that we already knew that he was an enforcer. He was one of those type of guys that could be able to make a difference. I think let me see if I thought I had my boy on here. I thought I put him on here, but Okay, there he is. Boom, there he is. Okay, there he is right there. That was the Jags game, but he looks stout right there. You know what you think about that, Rob? He looks stout right there.
Hey man, hey, I'm just excited, dog. The whole secondary, whole defense. You know what I'm saying? They just came and proved like, hey, like I've been always saying, 3 types of teams win in this league.
Yeah,
Tom Brady led football teams.
Yeah,
teams with quarterbacks drafted in the first round, and all world top 20 all-time defenses, and this could be one of them.
Big facts. Hey, so this is what I'm going to do, guys. This is what I'm going to do. Hey, shout out to Maura too. What's going on, Maura? I see you. What's going on? She said, "Hola, JC. How about them Cowboys? Thank you so much. I appreciate you. 40
How about them Cowboys?
Donut. 40 to donut. I'm sorry, yeah. Hey, look, I had a very, very good day at work today. You know what I'm saying? It was awesome. I was thinking about you guys. I'm like, man, when I get home, we're going to have a fire live stream, and we're going to bring my guy Weaver in here. We got 2 guys we got to bring in here. You know what I'm saying? Because I want to hear his thoughts on the game. He's a Giants fan, so definitely got to bring him in here. So I'm going to tap him in right now. I'm going to make sure the sound is good too. So, all right, bro. What's good, bro? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Hey.
Mr. Weaver.
Hey, Rob, what's up?
Hey, man, what's going on, man? Definitely wanted to bring you in here so we can break down this game. Hey, you got tough skin. You definitely got tough skin, because the thing is, you in Cowboys land, and that shows that you're a real one. You know what I mean? But we definitely want to get your thoughts about the game. It was a little crazy, man. Well, it was crazy. You know what I'm saying? So I know your mind is going a lot of different ways. So just let me know, man, what you thinking right now as far as the game, bro.
Well, the way I see it, last year we took a step forward. We took 10 steps back last night. The first drive was looking pretty good for Giants. Can you hear me?
No, I know. I'm talking to TikTok. Yeah, I'm good. Yeah.
Okay.
Good. Yeah, you good, Chris.
It was looking real good for a minute. You know, until that 3rd and 7. Smith had a terrible snap. Passed Daniel Jones on the ground. And then that led to the goal attempt. The block.
Yeah.
The return for the touchdown, and then the Giants. The Giants from that perspective. Not only did they lose focus, they lost their confidence. They clearly and throughout the game they clearly got confused in the front, whether it was Smith, Thomas, or Neal, and especially Neal. I've seen the same. Remember week 3, same situation, but it was Monday night. Same footwork issues where Micah Parsons was exposing him. Hell, one time he blew right by him. And literally tried to hold him from behind, sort of like a horse collar. That still didn't work. It comes down to we talked about this. In fact, you talked about this a couple days ago. Footwork, experience, and brains.
Mindset.
Clearly the line for the Giants was clearly confused when the blitz packages kept coming forward. And I lost count how many hurries Daniel Jones had to experience. I believe he was sacked like 6 times.
Yeah,
it
7.
It might have been 7.
7. Yeah.
Yeah. So look, yeah, I know. like you can
it's just crazy. It's just crazy about the situation with him. Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
Yeah, you can have all the weapons in the world. You can have a Waller. You can have a Hodgins. You can have a Hyatt. You can have Slayton. It really doesn't matter if you don't have time to throw. And this goes for any quarterback in this league. If you don't have time to throw the ball and the defense is all over you like that, it's going to get difficult for you. And there was one interception for Daniel Jones that was clearly his fault. Now, once again, he was hurried. He's still on the sideline when Gilmore picked that off. He should have threw that away. Don't try to make a play in that situation. You're already screwed there.
Yeah, yeah. The thing that was so crazy with me, Weaver, is like the stunts that we were running against them. The same thing that I was talking about in my video on the film session. It seems like they just was not paying attention to little things like that, because we have some vicious pass rushers, bro. And it was to a point where, I mean, it just looked like that offensive line was defeated. And it seemed like we were padding stats, bro. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what. Yeah, like I was like to the point where I'm like, I don't know, y'all. I don't know what Cowboys Nation think. Y'all probably like, hey, if he dies, he dies. But hey, look, man, I was off my. Hey, look, man, just throw in the towel. Throw in the towel. Throw in the towel.
That was definitely a throw in the towel moment. Like even just starting from the third quarter, it was getting absurd.
Yeah. Yeah,
but like there were two other fumbles in the game that some of them Cowboys recovered. And some of them were lucky the Giants to get it back. But look, I was holding a little hope until DJ threw to Saquon and Diggs was right there, popped the ball out.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe that counted as an interception, but it did count as a pass because he caught the ball and he took like two or three steps. It was just quick as hell. Yeah, and so that's on Daniel Jones' stats line, and even though it clearly should be on Saquon, that's kind of a fumble. But hey, it don't matter. It's still a turnover.
Turnover. Hey, Rob, what do you think about that, Rob?
Oh man, I'm thinking a lot of things. First of all, our defense. That last fumble when Trayvon really kind of like signifies what this defense is really about. Like Trayvon is like. He's like the dog. Like he don't give a damn. Like that last fumble, he was like, "Yo, y'all not putting up no points. We getting this shutout." Like that last fumble, it was like, "Yo, Trayvon, you didn't need to do that." You know what I'm saying? But yo, Chris, I have a question for you. Did Daniel Jones play any preseason games?
Yeah, he did. He played week 2 versus Carolina, for about a little bit close to a quarter.
Okay.
It was against Carolina. He was basically like throwing to Waller all day.
Right. So the only reason why I asked that is
the only reason he played a little bit. That was pretty much it.
Right. The only reason I asked that is because around the league yesterday there was a lot of sloppy offensive play. Right. So that's why I'm not going to get too high on this game, even though 40-0 is quite high.
Yes. Hey, bro, in the NFL, bro, you can't. That's crazy, bro.
Right, that's crazy. But I'm not going to get too high on this game. But at the same time, how important, and JC is for you too, how important, because Dak was clearly missing some throws too. He looked rusty as well. But he didn't really need to. He didn't need it. I thought that was actually a perfect warm-up game for him. Like, that was really his preseason. There was no pressure throws. There was a play I was watching my boys. Late in the third quarter, 2:55 to go. It was 3rd and 10, and Dak could have put the ball in there. He could have made a better throw, but he just threw it in the ground. He's like, "Bro, we're up 33-0." I'm like, "All right." I'm not giving them any hope, no spark, no nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like that was. I thought Dak was smart on that. We haven't talked about the offense yet, but yeah, man. The defense, your offensive line all offseason, I heard. Giants offensive line's coming to play. They're revamped. They're good. They're this and that.
Basing back to last and where we actually did see improvements for once.
Sure, no doubt.
Saquon had one of his best seasons, so there was a lot of hope on the Giants side of the ball.
Right.
So,
but that's also too. It's not just on the quarterback for preseason. It gives the offensive line a time to gel. Like you can't run into one of the best defensive lines in football first game and expect to be like that. I'm not taking anything away from my Cowboys. I'm not. I got to give like a little I'm gonna give y'all a little something, right? Because Andrew Thomas is talented, right? I like John Michael Smith in the middle, but he's a rookie, right? And rookie got rookie.
That's the thing.
Hey, welcome to the league, homie. That
was his welcome to the league moment, no doubt.
And the thing that's so crazy, guys, is just like we're going through a time now where you're only playing 3 preseason games, and with the Dallas Cowboys, we ain't seen the field. Dak Prescott ain't seen the field. The whole first teamers ain't seen the field. So I mean, We just got to give that time. But as far as that defense, it's just surprising just to see those guys beat up on y'all like that. I mean, let's keep it real. We keep it real in the JC Network, bro. Like, people were betting me $100 and stuff like that on that game. I mean, that's saying a lot, though. You know, if a team going in that has not beat Dak in 10 consecutive games. My question 11. For you, Weaver, my question for you, bro, I know, well, yeah, 11 now. But my question for you is, as far as Daniel Jones, with that contract, how much do you actually believe in that quarterback being that guy for y'all for the future?
Okay, first of all, let's go with let's say this. I do not believe he is worth $40 million. let's get that out the way. I never believed that. Look, he did well in what he was supposed to do last year. He protected football more times than not, but 15 TDs, like, you know, the 5 interceptions, that's good in controlling the football, but come on, man, that's something that's not worth $40 million a year. And considering your resume where you've only thrown over 20 touchdowns once, and that was your rookie year.
Preach, Weaver. Preach.
Like in 12 games. That was you only threw over 20 touchdowns once. You
Weaver's the stats guy. He's the stats guy for the Giants side. Shout out to my guy HTM. He's the stats guy for this side. You know what I'm saying? Everybody got their own little skill set. Yeah, but man.
Yeah, so and not only that, just like Saquon Barkley, you've had a couple injuries here and there. Like, you've been missing a couple games. So and it's worse than that. This wasn't the only Cowboys game alone where you worried about Daniel Jones' health. Remember in 2021, the first meeting between them in Jerry World, dude was wobbling when he got hit in the head, and he was trying to run. Yeah. There were some Cowboy players that was concerned for his health.
Yeah,
they're like, yo, if he dies, he dies.
Yeah, pretty much. So, the thing is, how do I say this? I do believe in him, but I'm more concerned about the protection.
Yeah, that's the thing. What it comes down to.
Because when you protect somebody, even the worst quarterbacks that ever played in the game will be able to make good throws. Take Trent Dilfer, for example, for the Baltimore Ravens when they won that Super Bowl over us. But Trent Dilfer was like a terrible quarterback, in multiple standards. But when you have the greatest defense, arguably in the history in the league, and you have a line that was great at protection. You had Jamal Lewis running over people. Oh, and then you have the Hall of Famer Shannon Sharp to throw to it as a security blanket. You're able to have time to make those throws. Like Mark Sanchez, that Jets line was awesome when it came to protecting them when they won them 4 playoff games over those span of 2 years. They beat the best quarterbacks to do that. They beat Peyton and they beat Tom.
Yeah.
See, with Daniel Jones, I think he's more talented than those two. But when it comes to protection, they're nowhere near those offensive lines that I talked about. When you're still confused with your footwork and you look like you just started in the league and you don't know what's coming, you can't prepare for the mixed packages that elite defenses bring you. It's not just the Cowboys defense that's on that level. Philly's the same way. And San Francisco's the same way, and that's just in our conference alone.
Facts. Hey, let me get to this last question for you, bro, and then we're gonna talk to you soon, man. We definitely enjoy having you on. We got a couple more people that we got to get on, but hey, you spitting some fire. I know you gotta get it off your chest, man, because it was a hard one for you, bro.
Hey, trust me, man. I was more heated than this.
Yeah, I bet, bro. Shout out to my man Brian Bowman. He said, how much do you fault Dabble, bro?
Brian Dable. Okay.
Dable, I'm sorry. Dable.
Okay. He gets a good share of the blame. I say between 30-35%. Because I traded equally.
Mm-hmm.
Daniel Jones for forcing bad throws sometimes when he didn't need to. The offensive line for clearly not knowing how to block, and Dable not getting them boys prepared and not making adjustments.
Mm-hmm.
It pretty much falls on everyone. Like the only thing I can take out of that, I guess our defense for like limiting the Cowboys in terms of offensive points, kind of, because I would say without the turnover stuff, I'd say the Cowboys scored maybe 20 points or something like that, around that.
Mm-hmm.
Three touchdowns.
Okay, so about 21 points.
And a couple field goals.
Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't help when you're giving giving your opponent a couple of gifts, and with the combination that you're not moving the ball.
Right.
So they got a week to prepare for the next game. They're at Arizona. So we're about to see what the Giants are really are made of. They got their ass whooped in their own stadium.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, it's definitely going to be big for you guys, bro. I appreciate you so much, man. Definitely, I'm glad you came in. You know what I'm saying? It's a divisional little group. You know what I'm saying? We definitely got to get it out, man, and talk about it in the JC Lounge. You never know who might pop up in the JC Lounge. That's the kind of flavor that we bring over here, man. And I appreciate you, bro. I'm definitely going to hit you soon, brother.
Okay.
Hey, yo, Weaver, before you leave, when do we see y'all next?
I think
November 12th.
Can't wait for that day.
Yeah, November 12th. Yeah, my man, remember. Look, he on it for real. All right, bro. I'll talk to you, brother.
All right, Chris.
All right, peace out.
Man. All right, cool. All right, man. Hey, look, man, definitely had to get him on, man. Yeah, definitely had to get him on, man. You know what I'm saying? Got it is what it is, man. We had to beat them boys down. You know, it's crazy. Like I said, man, when it's 40-0, man, these guys in the NFL, they work so hard. Coming out of college, going to the NFL, and these top-notch athletes, I mean, these guys throughout the whole year, it is very, very rare to see a team beat up on a team 40-0 when you had all the season, all throughout the all season to prepare, to get ready for this team. I think that speaks highly on these Cowboys, man. I think it speaks highly, man.
I'm just all smiles today, baby.
Yeah, big time, man.
Hey, yo, this is how petty I am, too. All day on ESPN, the bottom line was like, the Cowboys have beaten the Giants 1 out of 12 times. I was like, no, we haven't. We beat them 11 in a row. Okay?
11 in a row.
That sounds different from 1 out of 12. That means like they got one. That means like they snuck one in there a couple years ago. No, they haven't beat us since 2016. Stop playing with me.
Mentality. Hey, it was a flawless victory. It was a flawless victory, man.
Finish him.
Hey, that's why I had to do that drop, man. You already know.
He said, if he dies, he dies.
If he dies, he dies. All right, so this is what I wanted to do. Before I get my man Andre in, I wanted to talk a little bit about Dak Prescott. A lot of people were going back and forth saying, oh, he didn't do this, oh, he didn't do that. But a lot of people that are saying that, they're into fantasy. They're doing all that. I was peed off, you know what I'm saying, when somebody actually mentioned that to me, because I'm like, dude, you got to understand. Dak Prescott picked up the ball, got the ball when I think it was like 16-0, you know, so you got to understand it's raining outside. There's no excuses, but just running the ball. A couple times in the end zone, Jake Ferguson did miss a ball. I think Dak Prescott will be fine, but we got to remember, this West Coast offense, it's predicated to getting these guys in space, getting them open. Shout out to, what's his name? Dang, Kavontae Turpin, you know what I'm saying, for them utilizing him in the backfield and getting his first touchdown, you know what I'm saying, in the regular season this year. So it's just good. It's a mix of players, bro. I just think that with this offense, is so much talent out there that we can just be able to utilize these guys. And you never know, somebody might have a big week one week, and then the next week somebody might not do much. But I think it's gonna be a mix of everything, bro.
Right. So listen, I have 11 fantasy football teams, right? I went 7-4 yesterday. You know, not a bad day. But out of those 4 losses, 3 of those teams were led by Dak Prescott, right? Yeah, whatever.
So what you gonna do? You gonna talk ish about Dak?
No. I'm gonna give you all the real. That last night was not Dak's fault.
Yes.
If anything, it was the defense's fault for Dak's lack of progress, right? As to the lack of progress. Again, I think Dak, his intellectual level was raised last night. Instead of forcing throws and possibly getting interception in a wet, rainy condition, he was like, "Yo, first of all, we're moving the ball up and down." That was you remember the CD big play. Tony had some big runs, right? Jake Ferguson, my boy, had 7 targets. He dropped a few. He dropped one. I ain't like that. It was raining. So it was like, I'm not gonna give Dak's like, yo, I'm not gonna give them an opportunity to get back in this game. So just like I said, at the end of the third quarter, it's like 26-0, 33-0, 2:55 to go. It's 3rd and 10. He could have made that play if it was like 33-33, but it wasn't. He's like, yo, I'm gonna throw this ball in the dirt, kick the ball away, get my offense off the field. Tyron Smith was limping around. You know what I'm saying? He's like, yo, that's smart. That's what. And sorry,
speaking of Tyron Smith too, I'm gonna throw that in there real quick, bro. He didn't allow one pressure last night.
So a Hall of Famer. Right? You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying?
And this goes back to the Coach McCarthy running the ball. We didn't take a lot of chances downfield because we were just like, yo, we're up 16-0. Let's just start running the football, right?
Yeah.
Not that we're going in the 4-minute offense, but we're just like, we're going to take control of this game. We're not going to give them a chance to get back in the game, and that's smart football. That's winning football. Yeah, right, you feel me?
Hey, shout out to Morrow. She said, F the haters. I got into it with a couple of haters. Hey, get them. Hey, get in their face.
Dak had a wonderful game last night.
You know what I'm saying? Straight up. Shout out to you, Morrow. Hold it down for Cowboys Nation. Shout out to my man Choctaw. You already know that's our security, you know, in the Cowboys Nation too. You know what I'm saying? He'll bust you up, you know, if you say something bad about either the Cowboys content creators or our Cowboys. You already know what it is, man. Hey, shout out to Dwayne Brown too. What's good? I'm about to get my man Andre in here. But shout out to my man Dwayne Brown. He said, I look at it as our offense was getting their legs under them. This was like a preseason game. They will be ready this Sunday. That's what I'm saying, bro.
Exactly.
Yeah, like when you're not playing in the preseason, you got to get the kinks out. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be little mishaps and things like that, but still keep in mind that you don't want to make mistakes like turning the ball over or anything like that. Just live to fight another down. Just like Rob just said. You know what I'm saying? You might throw it out. You might have a little waffle. Just get it up out of there. If you got a punt, you understand that the defense can go out there and go get a turnover.
Do you see him? And that's being humble too. Like, I'm sure Dak would have loved to going out there and throw him for 300 yards, a couple touchdowns, whatever, be a part of this. But he was like, no, give the defense the day. I'm gonna have my day soon. There's 16 more of these bad boys. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Come on. Yep. And like, yo, if you look around the league, Joe Burrow, what did he do yesterday? 82 yards. Yo, Jalen Smith didn't look good. Geno didn't look good. You know what I mean? A lot of these offenses were trash yesterday. So Dak was just like, yo, I'm chilling, man. I'm gonna get it together. He missed a few throws, but he'll get it together.
He gonna get it together. All right, let me get my man in here real quick because he's been waiting and stuff. Let me get him in here, man. He came in last week. You know what I'm saying? So definitely gotta get my man in here. Hold on, let me see. All right, there he is. Can you hear me, bro?
Yes, sir.
Hey.
What's going on, man? What's going on?
Hey, shout out to my man Andre, man. You gotta let me know your thoughts on the game. I know you was going through it, and me and you were going back and forth the last live stream that I was on. It was a very, very good live stream, and you were saying some good things, you know what I'm saying? But the only thing is your team didn't show up, you know what I'm saying? But I know that you are a true fan, and I gotta get your thoughts on the game, man, because that was brutal, bro.
You remember how you felt when Thanos snapped at the end of the first Avengers?
I was sad
and
as
you
hell.
just felt crushed. That's how I felt when that kick got blocked, man. It was the ball got snapped, and half our common sense went out the window. It was like it was just over. And it's ironic that this happened the day before 9/11. We actually lost the day before the real 9/11 to the Broncos. And I remember going to bed that night like, I gotta go to school tomorrow. It's my freshman year of high school. I was like, I don't want to go to school tomorrow and deal with this.
Same here.
Luckily, we got out of school. We got out of school early that day for the wrong reasons. But yeah, man. One guy that my other fellow Giants fan didn't mention, Mark Glowinski is 31 years old, and he was playing like he never played a down of football before. Yes, it was Evan Neal. Evan Neal gave up 9 pressures, but this other guy, Glowinski, gave up 5 pressures right next to him. So you had the whole right side of the offensive line just wide open for business. You would call it a turnstile, but if you go through a turnstile, you got to put your card in first. You got to get a little bit of resistance first. It wasn't no resistance. That was Micah's train station. He choo, like wherever he wanted to go, that's what they did. And and it didn't matter if you had Dan Marino, Jerry Rice, and T.O. and Moss on the other side. How are you going to get them the ball if you have – so I was talking to some Commanders. Yeah. Some Commanders fans were talking about, well, Sam Howell only had 2 seconds to throw. It would have been nice to have 2 seconds. 2 seconds would have been a luxury. If we had 1 second to throw, that was like where Daniel Jones could actually scramble. Daniel Jones is the GOAT. Because it should have been 17 sacks. It should have been 17 sacks because it was 19 pressures on 28 dropbacks. What the hell can somebody do with that? 19 pressures on 28 dropbacks. It doesn't matter if you have Jesus Christ himself. They was parting the Red Sea. Moses, it was biblical. I can't even think straight, man. It's
so crazy.
I had to watch through the end of the game as a Giants fan. I'm obligated to watch, but I didn't want to. Yeah,
it's so wild, man, because it's like, just like you said, man, the trenches is so important. Like, they can be able to dictate games. You got to get the offensive line right. You got to get the defensive line right. This is why I always say, Andre, like the non-sexy picks, like that first rounder, second rounder, that's how you can be able to take that next step and get to championships. Just seeing us go get a one technique, hopefully he can be able to keep picking it up. You know, it's a lot of things that's going on with him. He'll get used to things, but us picking up tackles, bro, we like to play bully ball. In order for you to be able to combat that against us, you're going to have to get the trenches right. You know what I'm saying? Because it's the same thing that I was talking about in the film session, where the stunts and not only being physical and having that type of skill set, but you're going to have the IQ as well. Because the thing is, all it takes is for a half a second. Peripheral vision got to be there, because if the guy that might be in front of you might not be the guy that you're going to be going up against after the stunt is over. You know what I'm saying? So you got to pay attention to little things, bro. And that's exactly what I was breaking down, Captain Rob.
Look, man, all I got to say, Mr. Andre, first of all, nice to meet you, sir.
Yeah, that's my man, Andre. Pleasure. That's Captain Rob, man. Yeah.
Hey, what's up, baby? Yeah. So all I got to say, all season, all I heard was all season was the Giants are a rivalry, and this is a rivalry game, and Daniel Jones is better than Dak Prescott. God! And he got this $40 million contract over Saquon Barkley. This and man, please, what you know about that?
So again, when it comes to the Daniel Jones thing, it's very difficult to break. Like, our offensive line has really been bad for 10 years. Like, it's the reason Tom Coughlin left. It's the reason Eli retired. It's the reason Daniel Jones could get retired if we don't fix it. Like, without an offensive line, it is very, very difficult to grade a quarterback. And it's difficult to defend my quarterback when he throws the ball to Stephon Gilmore on a ball he should have threw out of bounds. But at the end of the day, I mean, he's human. And if you don't – so I was talking on the last show that I was on about how you got to be able to trust your guys and know where they're going to be at. Daniel Jones lost trust in his team probably, and as he should have, probably halfway through the first quarter. So he was just trying to do it by himself. And I commend him for being tough, and he still kept running. and I was watching another podcast. It said that it would have been more kind for the offensive line to just turn around and shoot him, because that's how bad he was getting. It would have been less painful if Evan Neal just turned around and smacked the hell out of Daniel Jones. That would have been less painful than what Daniel Jones had to go through. It was death by 1,000 cuts, and it was very tough to watch. It was ugly football. Like I texted JC before the show about how I just want to put on a show for America, and America, they got a show, all right. It was a Mike Tyson '92 fight. That's what they got.
Yeah, man. One thing I want to comment on too was I've never been scared of your receivers, and Darren Waller doesn't move the needle for me, but every pass was contested. Our secondary was just right there every play. I know the pass rush was crazy, and that's the highlight of the day. But every single pass, except for that first drive when y'all were running the ball down the throat, every single pass was just like players right there. Dan Quinn had them right there. Like, is that Daboll, or is that just like, lack of talent on at the wide receiver position?
I believe this game was 60% Daboll and whatever his coaching staff. The game plan wasn't a great game plan to begin with, because they know.
Well, to begin with, it was all right.
Where are the adjustments? Where are the adjustments? You have to go in with a plan A, B, C. And clearly plan A didn't work. And I also mentioned in the last podcast that our third best weapon is Daniel Jones' legs. And yes, we needed to do that. Probably more designed runs to the left side. The right side of the line, nothing was happening on that right side. We needed to run away from the right side of the line, go more towards the left. There weren't enough plays on the left side of the line for me. Sweeps, screens, stuff like that. It just wasn't. You got to get your quick passing game going, and we didn't even do that correctly. Like wide receiver screens, I don't think we threw one. I can't remember one. Do y'all remember a wide receiver screen at all?
Nah, I didn't see no jailbreak screens or any of that.
And that's how
because when you're getting that rush there that quickly, you have to get the ball out, and you have to slow down the pass rush. Somehow, some way, make them guess what we're going to do. All the play action rollouts, we kept doing play action rollout, run. Eventually, you stop the run too, because it's either. And eventually, the linebackers didn't even bite on the run. If it was a run, okay, you can have 3 yards. That's fine.
Yeah, but I wanted to throw this in here real quick, because I was like at a point where I'm like, man, see, this is why it's hard for me to respect the Giants, because it was about 9 minutes left in the fourth quarter, and it was like 33-0 or 40-0, whatever the score was, and they still had that man Daniel Jones in the game, bruh. And they took out the offensive line, they took out the wide receivers, but they still had him in the game, and he was still getting rocked out there. And I'm like, see, this is a situation where you're paying a guy how much money he's getting paid annually, $40 million, and you're going to leave him out there to the Wolves like that? Just get him out of there. That's why I'm on the fence about that.
Because Evan Neal should be able to block a third string defensive end. Should he not? Evan Neal should be able to block a third string defensive end. We didn't take Evan Neal. Like I get y'all have confidence in your team, but Evan Neal, like, you're a first round pick, bro. Like, because we left Evan Neal in the game too. We left Glowinski in the game because they should be able to, like, we took Thomas out. We actually took Schmidt out too. Like, you block, like, prove you deserve a job. If I had control of the team, I'm looking for a right tackle right now. I'm looking for a right guard.
But, to be fair, we didn't really take our boys out either. Like, up until that last Trayvon Diggs fumble, we were rocking and rolling. But that's how they do in the NFL. Unless you're up like 40-0, you're not gonna get clocked like that from your backups. Like, this is the NFL, like, you're in there until the bitter end, right? Evan Neal did not have a good football game.
And also, could we get a field goal? I kind of get Daboll's thinking we have to get something positive going, something to put some good film on, because the film session today it's just going to be cursing. That's all it's going to be. Because nobody did anything right except for maybe Xavier McKinney, and I love our rookie Deonte Banks. He got that. You remember the pass on the left side in the end zone? He was there, and I was really proud of him. He was playing really well until he pulled his hand. He had a cramp, I believe, and he'll be fine. He'll be there next week. But,
look, bro.
He was playing really well, but I can't give anybody credit. I got to give Saquon a D. I got to give Daniel Jones a D. I got to give the offensive line a F-. Dexter Lawrence, maybe. I mean, you didn't hear his name much. I think he got a pressure on Dak. But
hey, yo, Andre.
Xavier McKinney, what's up?
Hey, yo, if I'm the coach, just like my man Brian Bowman said, I'm throwing the tape away. I'm like, yo, don't look at this.
Yeah,
because this isn't really who y'all are, and I don't believe this is really who.
But you gotta show them. You have to show them the tape so they know. Look, this is what you're only as good as your last game. This is your last game. This tape right here, that's your last game. Make them watch it. Like, just it's. Oh man,
it's crazy. Hey, let me get my man Coach Marvin. Hey, shout out to you, Coach Marvin. What's good? Hey, give me your thoughts on the game, baby. What's going on, baby?
What's going on, fellas? How y'all doing, man?
Doing good, brother.
Listen, man. One game, the Giants. I think they got caught with an avalanche, and when things start going wrong, and when you ever speed the Giants up, and I think a Giants fan understands this. If you speed the Giants up, that's been this season, last season, any season. If you speed them up, they're vulnerable to get avalanched. If they keep the tempo and they're at a nice slow pace, they're good. But if you speed them up, where they got to speed it up and they go into this pass and trying to get bigger plays, you can kind of get to that offensive line and everything, because you take away the play action pass. The play action pass is done when you get down, and that makes this game a lot faster, and that plays in the hand of the Cowboys. If the Cowboys speed you up, that plays in the hand. And I think the games that was close last year, the Giants controlled the tempo somewhat, but this game got out of reach after the tempo got sped up. It was just a avalanche. That's all that was. And you gotta and once you get behind and the pace gets so fast, the Giants are not used to that. That's just like in a basketball team that wants to slow the game down, but once they get in a up and down type of game, that's not their game, and they're gonna falter in that game, and they're gonna turn the ball over. They're gonna have sacks. They're gonna have a whole lot of stuff to go on because they can't keep pace.
Yeah, I hear you. Go ahead, Rob.
I mean, Daniel Jones is not a come from behind guy. So once you go up 16-0 on him, it's kind of a wrap. Because then you're just playing, just like Coach Martin said, you're playing to the hands of Micah Parsons and the rest of his defensive line. And the secondary is coached so well that they're not going to give up some deep passes, especially now with Gilly back there. This ain't no Anthony Brown cornerback too. This ain't no Nashawn Wright and Calvin Joseph now. This is a former defensive player of the year, maybe future Hall of Famer, Stephon Gilmore, right? And Daniel Jones just ain't that guy. I don't want to keep on digging in because Andre, I'm sorry. Andre, Andre, it's cool. I appreciate you being here. But Daniel Jones ain't the guy. He ain't never been the guy. He throws 5 interceptions 1 year, and all of a sudden he gets paid $40 million.
Hey,
But then Dak throws 15, and now Dak's the worst quarterback ever. Man, please.
One season. Shout out to Todd Bailey. He said, Daniel Jones running is never going to lead the Giants to beating the Cowboys or any team, but that offensive line makes it so he has to run. That's what I'm saying. Like it's
Daniel Jones was a 4.8.
Yeah, but that's fast. That's fast, but you got to make sure that offensive line is right, bro.
JC, you run a 4.8. I can catch you. I can catch you.
Yeah.
I know.
Hey, real quick on the $40 million. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah.
If you look at this game, the Cowboys took the middle of the field away from the Giants, and they made them do every pass was outside the numbers. They made them go east and west, which played into Dallas' speed.
Mhm.
They didn't want them to attack straight at them. They made them go east and west. Once they got them going side to side, the speed of the Cowboys are going to eat them alive. That's what I'm saying. They got the Giants, and that's in any team that the Cowboys get in their tempo, we're going to eat. And the Giants, you can believe the Giants next week going to come out and try to get a slower paced tempo because they're not a run and shoot type of team. And I'm not talking
And you
about
guys got to feature. You got to feature Darren Waller. You got to feature Darren Waller.
Yeah, that's why they get. And they took the middle of the field away from Daniel Jones. Those end cuts, there was no end cuts. There was no seam passes down the middle. They took the middle of the field. They made everything on the outside, and then they corralled the quarterback. And Daniel Jones, our speed just took over.
Yeah. And to be fair, when you're pressured 62% of the time, 19 to 28 is what you said. When you pressure 62% of the time, it's hard to step up and make those throws.
Yeah.
Dan Marino couldn't do it. You know what I'm saying? Mike Parsons in your face.
Yeah.
It's hard.
All right, so Andre, so let me say this real quick before you go, man. Like, so what is next for you guys? Because one thing I did want to mention, actually, because I do fantasy, I always do breakdowns on all type of athletes and stuff like that. You already know how I go, bro. So as far as guys like Isaiah Hodgins, Jalen Hyatt, we've talked about him in the JC Lounge, creating separation, doing things like that. I know you guys got some talent out there. What do you think is next, and what do you think you guys need to be able to contend in this NFC East? Because, in the NFC as a whole, because we got some juggernauts in the NFC, bro.
Look, the most important game is the next game. So we have the Cardinals next week, and we cannot just it's not good enough to beat them by a point, beat them by a field goal. We have to go out and make the same type of. It doesn't matter if we beat them by 14. We can never erase 40-0. 40-0 is already on tape. It already happened. We got to get a W, and we have to do it convincingly. The Cardinals are without their starting quarterback, and the Commanders barely beat them. We have to go in there and make a statement to prove that we're at least better than the Commanders. We have to climb the NFC East rung, one rung at a time. The NFC East ladder, one rung at a time. Prove we're better than the Commanders by playing a better game than the Commanders did. I think the Cardinals put a lot of bad tape out there, and that should be. If I'm Dayball, I'm going to show them our tape, and then I'm going to show them that Cardinals tape, and that's what I'm looking at next. They kind of strapped Terry a little bit. So that kind of concerns me when it comes to the wide receivers. But the Commanders also didn't utilize their tight end. And that's where I think Waller, we have their best linebacker now. We took Simmons from them. So with Simmons gone, Waller should be able to eat.
I like Simmons. I actually like Simmons, bro.
And Simmons actually made a really good play on a play that could have been a touchdown. Simmons made that. He rushed to the end and he got the tackle, saved the play for us. So I'm going to see a lot more of that. I think he'll get more burn because he just got there. So he doesn't really know the playbook that well yet. I think with another week under his belt, another week of practice under his belt, we'll see a lot more Isaiah Simmons. I would love to see us utilize him in that nickel package like y'all use Michael Parsons. Blitz him straight down the middle. Don't even disguise it. Just put him right over top of the center and go forward. Get the quarterback because what's his name?
I love Michael Parsons doing that.
Dobbs should not be able to handle us at all if we played the games that we played last year. It just starts with defense. I don't care if it's 21-3. But we got to put up at least 20. And if the Cardinals score more than 14 on us, I'm not going to be very happy.
Yo, how do you feel about your defense, though?
They didn't even get a chance to play for real. It was already over.
That's true.
They didn't get a chance to play. I really like Banks. I think Trey Hawkins, who is on the other side, Brandon Cooks took advantage of him. Like I said in the last show that I was on.
He did.
I said that he's a rookie and he had to get exposed a little bit, but you can learn from that. You're a rookie. You have an excuse of you're a rookie. Just learn from your tape. I want to see Big Dex get a lot of pressure. I want to see more from Kayvon and Ojulari. The edge rushers, we got no pressure on y'all at all. Dak was just sitting back there eating sunflower seeds.
Shout out to Zach Martin too. Boy, because when I tell you him and Dex were battling, but it was really not that much movement when he was going up against Zach Martin, man.
It was special.
Special.
Yeah.
All right, so Coach Marv, just let me know your thoughts on the NFC East going forward and what you think like the matchups and stuff like that with Philadelphia barely squeaking by New England, you know what I'm saying, and then you see what Washington did against the Cardinals.
Yeah, I think the NFC East is back to the old physical football conference. But I want to give a shout out to a guy that we don't give shout out to guys because sometimes we don't know their names. But Chuma Adoda came in and played a outstanding football game.
Man,
we believe. I watched tape on this guy last year at guard, and I was very impressed. And Will McClay, I trust. If Will McClay been trying to get this guy for the last 2 years, I trust that he thought this guy could be a backup guard in the NFL. So, and you bring in, you got a young guy in T.G. Bass, and you got a guy in Richards. We are well set for the offensive line for many years to come, and we're young. So that's a bigger positive to me than anything else, because now I feel good if we have some injuries because we got guys to come in and play. I want to tell the Giants fans, the guy right there, you got a good football team. I don't think the Giants are as bad as people think they are.
Yeah.
I just think the Cowboys are a lot better than people think that they are.
Yeah.
So I don't think the Giants I think they would have success against Arizona. And I think everybody in our division has stepped up their game. Yep. But the Cowboys are so deep. And if they get you caught up in their game plan, it's going to be trouble. I watched
the simplest way
I
was going to say the simplest way I could put it is y'all came out with week 6 energy and we came out with preseason week 4 energy.
Because our team got expectations. Our team has an expectation that they left meat on the bone. And they've been together for 3 years. And that's going to help us a lot.
And we have 33 new players.
It takes a team 3 years for them to really, really gel. I watched the Philadelphia Eagle game, and I've been saying this since the preseason. When you lose 2 coordinators and you lose 5 or 6 guys on your defense, and you lose an offensive lineman on your offense and a starting running back on your offense, I don't care who you get in a free agent, that chemistry is going to be off, because the reason why you got these other guys, because they probably weren't as good as the guys you had started.
Yeah.
So that I mean, so it's going to be some adjustments. And when the team get their offense figured out, because the Eagles' offense is smoke and mirrors. Once people start to figure it out, it's very simplistic. And once
Thank you, Coach. Thank you, Coach.
Yeah.
Thank you, Coach.
Yeah.
Thank you.
But once people start taking certain things away, they're going to make Jalen Hurts. And I'm not saying Jalen Hurts is a bad quarterback.
But
not at all.
I won't force him to pass.
But his offense is what it is. Mm-hmm. And if you make him pass the ball, regardless if he has a great game passing the ball, you always know that you're going to get some 3 and outs and you're going to be able to get back in the game, i.e., that's what Kansas City did. They said, we're not going to let you run the ball. If you pass for 500 yards, we'll be okay, because it's going to be some time you're going to let us back in the game.
And that's the thing that's so crazy. Like a majority of the teams that they play against, they can't be able to stop that RPO. They can't stop him from being able to run. So if you can just make him just pass the ball, you will be able to bring out the real him. That's the thing. I want to see that. And I think that our type of defense, having all those athletes in the front 7, we can be able to have this guy bring out the real Jalen Hurts. So he's going to have to pass the ball. Because I remember it was like two years ago, we blew them boys out. I think it was like 40. It was not as bad as this past game, but it was terrible. You know what I'm saying? And I think that we can do the same thing going up against them if we can be able to stop him from running that ball, y'all.
Pretty sure we dropped a 50 burger on those boys.
Yeah, I think it was, bro. It was like 40 or 50. I'm serious.
Our average score against the NFC East teams last, like, let's say 10 times we played these games, we dropped 35, 40s, 50s, several times now. It's just what we do. The state of the NFC East is the Eagles. They're going to take a step back. They have to, right? Especially the schedule is not cupcake. It's not cupcake as it was last year. Mm-hmm. They've lost that coordinator, so it's just a different cadence of their offense now, right?
They have no linebackers.
Right, and the second year of any RPO system is gonna get some tape on it now. You remember RG3?
Well, but see that I gotta kind of like I don't know, because the thing is, with RG3 it was hot and then it stopped, but right now it's hot now. So you know what I'm saying? It comes back.
But look at the Eagles yesterday. They ain't
also, you get tape on their route concepts too. Their route concepts are very,
and the route concepts are not
vanilla.
And the route
pretty much the same.
RJ, that's a good point. The route concepts are not that dynamic, right? And especially with the new coordinator, it's a very simple offense, right? And the Patriots have a good defense, and they're well coached too. But I'll take my defense over anybody's, and I am not afraid of Philadelphia.
I think the defense is going to start to suffer. We don't take their defense is going to suffer even more. They have no linebackers from last year on this team.
Then the
Kobe Dean brought back from last year, all them Toby Dean, he's hurt now.
Yeah, he's hurt.
Every linebacker they had on the team is hurt. They got guys that they off free agency now. Yeah, Dean is on IR. So their linebacker core is suspect, and their safety room has been suspect. Number 34, y'all know who I'm talking about, the safety for them.
The white boy. The white
is it Blankenship?
Blankenship.
That ain't the answer. If you take us down the middle of the field, that's not the answer. I'm telling you, that's not the answer.
He gonna get burned.
Yeah, he gonna get toasted. Going up against Brandon Cooks, go ahead and make that mistake if they want to. The thing is with them, I can't wait till we line up again with them, because it's gonna be different with Noah Brown not being there and having Brandon Cooks there, CeeDee Lamb, hopefully Gallup can get it going, but Jalen Tolbert, all these guys. But they're going to have to respect our defense, and I think this is the time where Tony Pollard is going to go off this year. I'm going to keep pressing it, because teams cannot stack 8 in the box. You got to stay true to those guys that can be able to take the top off the defense and the Brandon Cooks. So it's going to have the defenses thinking within the division as well as the rest of the NFC guys.
Well, I got to say one other thing. I got one problem though. Game was outstanding, and this is a theory of mine, and it was a concern. On the first drive that we drove down and we got inside the 5-yard line, to me, it looked just like what we were seeing last year.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you, when you got a team and you get your first drive and you up and you get inside the 6-yard line, there ain't no time to be we're gonna throw the ball 3 times.
Mm-hmm.
It's time to get physical at that particular point in time and impose your will.
Mm-hmm.
We got cute and got 3 points out there. We gave up 4 points in that drive.
Mm-hmm.
But to your defense, you started running Pollard after that. So I mean, I'll give them. They adjusted to that. I feel like
they adjusted.
They were not cute at all in the second quarter.
Right.
They did 2 adjustments that were great. That I think this makes this team much better. The one adjustment on offense where they say we're gonna get a little bit more physical, and the second adjustment that they did after the first drive on defense, they said, okay, we're gonna stop letting Daniel Jones out the side though.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We're gonna make sure that we keep him in the pocket so we can hunt. And they stopped letting him out the side door, which I said that before. One of my, I was on Dallas Cowboys. That was one of my keys of the game, because I knew he wanted to get out the side door. He did a couple of getting out the side door and got some yards, but then they went to a point where we said we're gonna keep our outside rushers outside, even if they give you the inside. We'll bring Michael Parsons inside now. We're going to keep the outside rushers outside and keep him in the pocket, and Michael Parsons will eat in the middle.
And the thing that I'm confident in is not every team has the personnel to do that to us. So that's what gives me a little bit of hope, is not everybody has your personnel to just contain Daniel Jones and rush up the middle like that.
Right. Facts. All right. Let me before we get out of here, because we're running over the time, let me get my man Choctaw in here. What's good, Choctaw? Can you hear me? Let's see if he let me.
Yeah, I can hear you, buddy.
Hey, what's good, man? Hey, you know you gotta come in here and spit your flavor. You know what I'm saying? You got to. It's only right, man. Missed you, bro. What's going on, brother? Can you hear me? Is it still muted? Hold on. Can you hear me, bro? You might gotta unmute. Are you muted?
I can hear y'all. I was muted because y'all were talking. I didn't want to interrupt.
Right. What's good, bro?
All right, Rondo, bro.
Yeah.
Nothing much, man. I just wanted to
You there, bro?
So can you hear me?
Yeah, it's kind of blanking a little bit.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I got you, bro.
Yeah.
All right, shit, my fault, bro. Yeah, man, I ain't want to say nothing. I just want to say, hey, bro, I told y'all, keep your popcorn handy, because this defense is going to have a show.
Yeah.
They going to give a show, man. I'm not too much worried about the offense, because I kept telling people what the defense is now is it's the face of the Cowboys.
Yes.
So the offense don't have to do a lot no more. They don't have to do a lot. All they got to do is just take care of the ball. That's all they got to do is just take care of the ball. Just take care of the ball. You know what I'm saying? When you get the ball back on short field, try your best to score the touchdown. Like, I mean, sometimes, you know what I'm saying, it happens to where you're going to have to, you know what I'm saying, you're going to have to kick or settle for a field goal, because we all as fans have to remember this. This is grown men playing. These are grown men playing. What these grown men playing, you feel me? Everybody's getting paid. So what everybody is getting paid, they got a job to do too. And like I said on Law's channel, I said, look, bro, for a lot of fans that feel like Dak Prescott didn't do whatever that he didn't do, bruh, if you never play on turf in the rain, then you would not understand how hard it is. It is the difficulty of the degree of playing on turf with, you know, a slick football the way it is, and an NFL football is twice the size of a college football. And a college football.
Let me ask you this real quick though, bro. Like with their turf, wasn't it like rumors that like a lot of people mess up tear up their ACLs on that turf?
Man, listen, this is why I never liked it playing on turf, even in college. This how I tore my Achilles. It was a similar situation. I go up for an interception, I get to cut it wrong on turf. When it's wet, slip, it tore my Achilles the same way. The turf creates a lot of soft tissue injuries,
right?
Okay, especially in the rain. So I understand what players be like, yo, man, if the field was dry, I understand that. So I'm trying to get the fans to understand, look, bro, Dak Prescott did not get the ball until it was already like damn near 20 points.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
What do you expect? Like, what do you expect?
We'll probably be quick with it though. We kind of against time, but yeah, go ahead.
Oh yeah. No, this is my last point. I don't understand what people expect out of an offense when you don't get the ball and you already up 21 points. I'm going to take it easy because in the NFL, 21 points to 27 points should win you a game.
Yeah.
But that's all I got, man. 27 0. Remember that. 27 points to nothing. We still won that game.
Hey, Charles, let me say something right quick, JC, and this is important for all y'all. And I want all Dallas Cowboy fans listening to this. I have never heard nobody in my life criticize any other quarterback when their team wins 40 enough.
Man,
thank you.
Oh my God!
I want y'all to do that. I had people say that to me today, and I just ignored them and went on and said, "Hey, we won the game." Because regardless, that's a losing argument. If you try to argue with somebody about your team won 40 to nothing, and they say, well, the quarterback ain't did enough. That's a losing argument. You arguing with somebody who's not going to go along with you. So you are wasting your energy, the breath that you have to survive, because all them pressures. You are wasting the breath that you need, and you may hold on to them things when you really need them. There's no need to even discuss it. I wouldn't even pay attention when you talk about it.
Struck a nerve with me today. Somebody said that to me today. That's why I was like, you know what, bro? If you don't leave me alone, hey, bro, like this. I don't care about fantasy when it comes down to the Cowboys, bro. All right, y'all. I appreciate y'all so much. This was so good. We're gonna start doing some things on Monday. Me and Captain Rob, we're gonna tap in. Love having you guys on the show. You guys got great knowledge, man. I appreciate y'all so much, man. Everybody.
I appreciate you, JC, bro.
Thank you, man. Hey, I'm gonna talk to you guys soon, man.
Yes, sir. Have a beautiful night, brother. Go Cowboys.
Go Broncos. Go Broncos.
Go Cowboys, y'all. All right, y'all. I'll see y'all, man. All right, y'all.
Right. Are we still on, JC?
Yeah, we still on.
Hey. When we get a time next week, New York, let's ride. Not Broncos country, let's ride. Cowboys Nation, let's ride, baby. Woo. It feels good, though. It feels good.
Hey, look. Hey, so now what we got to do now, we got to get off this live stream so we can be able to watch these Jets. We got to pay attention to the Jets, you know what I'm saying? Next live stream, we're going to break down a little bit more. I'm going to start working on a few things, little projects that I got going on. But, hey, man, everything's on the up and up. You already know, man. We're getting this thing going, right, Captain Rob.
Yes,
I was about to call you Rocky Rob.
That's all right.
All right, bro. I'll talk to y'all. See y'all, Cowboys Nation. All right, y'all. Go.